On May 15th of this year, the Massachusetts General Hospital, a perennial top 5 hospital in America, announced that Dr. Joseph Betancourt had been selected to fill the key role as the hospital's first vice president and chief equity and inclusion officer. Now, this is big news. As I mentioned before, MGH has been consistently ranked as one of the top hospitals in America by U.S. News and World Report, and is ranked across all 16 specialties, with thousands of people from around the world traveling to Boston each year to receive care at MGH. It is the largest hospital-based research institution in the U.S. with 1.6 million patients treated yearly. Now, a little bit more about Dr. Betancourt. Born in New York City and raised there and in Puerto Rico, Joe grew up in a bilingual, bicultural home with a family committed to equity and social justice. He is a nationally and internationally recognized expert in healthcare disparities, diversity, and cross-cultural medicine, and has served on several Institute of Medicine committees on these very topics. Now, locally, I am one of many who can attest to his commitment to the community, and now he will have an important and powerful platform to continue to be a champion for diversity and inclusion. We now welcome our good friend, El Dr. Joseph Betancourt, Vice President and Chief Equity and Inclusion Officer for MGH. First of all, felicidades.
Thank you. Muy gracias.
Muy orgulloso de ti.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure and great to be here with you.
No, the same goes here because we followed your career. I'm going to take it back. I'm not going to assume that our viewers know, but it's great to have you in this position, a very important position, by the way. A good set of kudos to MGH. Bueno, vamos a comenzar. Doc, how do you feel? I mean, I know it's been just a few months into the job.
You know, it's very exciting, and I think what I'm really excited about is MGH has taken the position that these issues of the quality of care that we provide, you know, who are our doctors, nurses, and staff, how we do research, who does the research, who participates in it. They've really taken the view that we need to reflect our country, the communities we care for, the communities we serve. And so in this role, you know, I am the first in this position. It's a position that allows me from a formal place to oversee our work around clinical care, which is one of our key missions, making sure that, look, no matter who enters our door, we want them to get the best care we have to offer. On the research side, we want to make sure that people of all backgrounds participate in research, that we have diverse people performing research. We want to educate our providers to communicate with anyone from anywhere at any time at a high level. And, you know, we also want to really engage with the community, and that's where my heart is, so I'm really excited about it.
And I know that. That's why I mentioned that. I think you are the perfect person for the job. I know you're looking forward to it, but let's talk a little bit about why it's so important now, not just in the city of Boston, but across America, what's going on, of why this position is so important in an institution like MGH.
So, you know, MGH is well recognized, and we have a platform of leadership nationally. And just throw a couple of quick statistics at you. From the standpoint of doctors, Latino doctors compose only about 4% of all doctors in the United States. Minority doctors about 6%. So when we think about diversity, bringing different learned experiences to the healthcare environment, that's really what we're trying to do. How do we develop doctors, nurses, frontline staff who better reflect the community? That requires community engagement, growing people, and letting kids, like, you know, I was able to do, dream that they could become a healthcare professional, become a doctor. So that's one statistic. We also know that there's disparities, right? Differences in the quality of care patients receive. Minority patients receive lower quality care. Language barriers, cultural issues, mistrust. We are going to train all our caregivers to better be able to manage those issues. On the research side, we do incredible science, but the amount of minorities who participate, Latinos who participate in our research, and our researchers don't reflect our community. So we want to do science that reflects the entire community and the entire world, and I think that's why these issues are important. I'll end just by saying that certainly the national discourse has become very challenging around race, racism, and the like. We want to have an engaged, respected workforce, and patients being valued when they come in, and I'm going to be overseeing that as well.
That what you just said was a great kind of assessment of what's going on. It's a microcosm of the entire country, but those are great. I hadn't thought of all those other different categories, right? We tend to just think of maybe jobs, careers, you know, the doctors and the care and the disparity, but it's multi-level.
Yeah, I mean, we have these different missions, and, you know, the idea is, how do we think about equity in every effort? And by equity, I mean, how do we make sure we have a mission? We aspire to be the, you know, one of the top hospitals. We aspire to deliver high quality care, do the best science, engage the community. We need to do better, And I think we hope to set the trend. There's hospitals around the country who are starting to do this, but we want to be a trendsetter, and I'm hoping I could bring my experience, my leadership on the national level, on the local level to our work. And I'm excited. There's plenty of work to do. We have incredible potential, and I know that we have an engaged community. And part of what I want to do is give our kids in our community, our Latino kids, our minority kids in our community, the ability to see what you could do if you work hard, you sacrifice, and how we can, MGH, be a home for them.
Yeah, and I want to get back to a little bit about your journey, because I think you will be able to inspire some folks. You were born in?
I was born in New York City. My two abuelas came from Puerto Rico in the late 1950s. One worked in the sweatshops, another one worked making beds at YMCAs. My abuelo, my grandfather, opened up a bodega in Spanish Harlem. I don't come from a family of physicians. You know, it's interesting, people look at a physician in this position. My job is equally important on how I deal with individuals who do the most basic yet important tasks at our hospital to those who are providing clinical care, because that's where I come from. I come from a family who made a lot of sacrifices, who gave me the ability to dream that I could become a doctor, and who faced a lot of challenges that people in our community face. But thanks to their sacrifice, I've been able to get here, and I guess my view was my way to pay them back for their sacrifices to give our community voice in places like MGH and others.
So quickly take me through how you came from New York to Boston.
Yeah, so New York, grew up in New York City, moved to Puerto Rico when I was 7, lived there for about 2 years.
So it makes you very, very bicultural.
Yeah, I was lucky, you know, because living in Puerto Rico was amazing, but I'd spend all my summers with my abuela, all the summers. I'd go in end of June and come back, you know, beginning of September, even when I moved back. So, you know, I grew up really in both cultures, and that gave me a big understanding of, you know, different cultural perspectives and how these issues play out. Had a chance to go back to New York, then did my training went to college in Maryland, New York City for medical training, came up here in 2001. So I've been up here since 2001, and this is home now, and it's been exciting.
Good. Well, listen, we wish you all the best.
Thank
I know MGH is a great partner in the community and will continue to be, and now with you in many different areas. So again, muchas felicidades.
Muchas gracias y gracias por tu apoyo.
Qué bueno. No, gracias a ti. All right, Dr. Joseph Betancourt. All right, that's it for this edition of Revista Hispana. I am Alberto Vasallo, and from all of us here at Channel 7, have a great Sunday, everyone.